It's only been a month, and Doug Ford's PC government continues to mess shit up. Here's another one. Ontario's new Conservative government to end basic income experiment. Official says a $150 million pilot program launched last year was not sustainable, but offers no data to support the claim. Yeah, of course. Now, this is one of those things where basic income actually has supports from both sides of the political spectrum for different reasons. So, people on the left see it as another way to try and help the poor and the middle class to actually bring people up to a point where they can live, as wages right now are way too low to afford housing and groceries and raise kids. So, basic income is seen on the left as a way to help people. On the right, it's seen as a way to replace other government programs. Now, because of the ability for it to be abused like that, it isn't necessarily a panacea. It's the way it could be twisted depending on the government in control is, in my opinion, frightening. At the same time, I think it's important to have these trials and see just exactly how basic income works out. And that's what was going on in Ontario until now. After Ontario launched its pilot, recipients began detailing how their lives had changed. The funds had afforded them healthier food, warm clothes for winter, and even a long postponed visit to the dentist. Others used the funds to go back to school or invest in their own businesses. The Hamilton resident Dave Trikowski, 46, said the monthly payments had eased the stress of daily life, enabling him to better cope with a mental illness that had kept him out of the workforce since 2002. Now he was gearing up to return to work, hoping to find a role where he could support others with mental health challenges. Quote, "With basic income, I will be able to clarify my dream and actually make it a reality," he told the Associated Press. Well, not anymore. So the government hasn't exactly explained how they're going to phase it out, but they are phasing it out. And look, some people are going to scream, "Oh, but fiscal responsibility." Sure, fiscal responsibility. How about Doug Ford's North Korean style news broadcasts that are being funded with your tax dollars? Pro 4 news broadcasts mocked for resembling North Korean TV are produced with public resources, Premier Office confirms. Yeah, fiscal responsibility. Unless it means, shit that I care about, like North Korean style TV news for how awesome Doug Ford is, well then, that's okay. But helping poor people, helping people that have full-time jobs but still aren't making enough to live, no. Can't help them. This is crazy. And it's not only affecting, the libs, it's affecting people that actually voted for Doug Ford's PCs, like Andrew Shaver, who got just under $1,000 a month under this basic income pilot. Here's what he says. Prior to the program, I was just about breaking even, like paying all my bills and having nothing left over at the end of every month. So on one level, it eased the stress of finances quite a bit, but it also allowed me to save. It allowed me to pay down some of my mortgage, and it allowed me to help better support my wife, who is disabled and in the hospital in Hamilton right now. It means we're back to being very tight financially. It means I might have to seek a new job. I'm very happy in the job I'm in, but I work for a nonprofit and it doesn't pay well. I was also looking at potentially doing a 1-year MBA at Lakehead University, and I definitely won't be able to do that now. Just the options that the money created in life are just all gone. I'm really stressed out. I'm trying not to be, but it's been a huge joy the last number of months, since I think I got on this in October, that finances weren't a worry, which made me actually better at my job. It made me, I think, probably better as a father and a husband, because it was just one thing I wasn't stressing about. So now we're right back in that soup. So life for this guy has completely changed. He voted for the PCs. He wanted a conservative government. He wanted Doug Ford as premier. I likely agree with this guy on nothing, but I can empathize with his position because this should not be happening to him. But Doug Ford, a guy who inherited his wealth, inherited his business. His father was an MPP. His brother was the mayor of Toronto. Doug Ford has had every advantage in life. And people fell for it. People thought this guy with every benefit, with every... How... How in the hell did people think Doug Ford was going to help you? How did anyone think Doug Ford stood up for the poor and the middle class? You know, a part of me, so I definitely empathize with this guy's position. He's dealing with a lot. But at the same time, he likely would have not learned how much of a fraud Doug Ford is unless this happened to him. So my only hope now is that he wakes up, that he understands that the conservative government is not standing up for you. They stand up for big business. That's their interest. Doug Ford does not give a shit. So, look, and I'm not even pushing one party over another. Maybe you should vote Liberals next time. Maybe you should vote NDP, vote Green. I don't care. Just understand that Doug Ford and PC legislation is hurting your life. It is in direct contrast to what you should have as an individual who is living in a system that does not pay you enough money on a regular basis. So just understand that. Understand that Doug Ford is very privileged, has been privileged his entire life. He has no interest to care about you. He doesn't care about you. Now, I just want to read this quote from him because this is not from Doug Ford, from this guy who's being affected by the cancellation of the basic income pilot. Because, look, it shows you how people can wake up. Or maybe he's waking up. It's hard to tell, but let me just read this. I would be one of the people that originally thought that this was ill-conceived. I'm fiscally very conservative, but we were a family in need, and this was a genuine help for us. I know that there are certain ways that a program like this could be abused. In the grand scheme of things, this pilot project is probably not that expensive. Making it a province-wide project would be. That's maybe where they're coming from. But canceling the pilot project seems almost spiteful. Yep. So hopefully you're waking up. And Doug Ford, or at least the Doug Ford campaign, said they had no plans to cancel the basic income pilot. This was not in their platform. So, this guy could almost be forgiven for being tricked. But because Doug Ford is a proven liar again and again and again, and a privileged fuck, I hope on one level that people were able to see through Doug Ford and understand that maybe even if he says he's not going to cancel something like the basic income pilot, that he can't be trusted. And now he is showing you he can't be trusted. He straight up lied about this. And this is one of many lies from Doug Ford. So if you voted for him, maybe you're part of this pilot and are now being affected by it, just do your research. Look into Doug Ford. Understand that this guy, one of the most amazing things he's doing right now is trying to cut Toronto Town Council in half. Saying that, I'm saving money. It's a waste. Doug Ford, when he was on the Toronto Town Council, he had one of the worst attendance records of anybody. He was wasting your money as a Torontonian. And he comes in now and acts like it's a big waste of money. This guy is unbelievable. So, again, just please do your due diligence. Look into Doug Ford, and hopefully now with lies like this, you're understanding that this guy, Doug Ford, is a complete fraud.